This has been a wonderful season. The other Manchester team won the league, Arsenal played in about 20 competitions I think it was, and Sonia Bonpastor changed her team's formation so much she should be called the Tinker Woman. Tottenham under a new coach enjoyed a resurgent campaign. London City Lionesses bucked the trend of promoted teams going straight back down by finishing in a comfortable mid-table position. And Leicester have it all to play for in their fight to stay in the WSL against Charlton Athletic. In amongst all the drama, emotion, and the incredible football on display over the last 9 months, in which memories were made, history created, and tributes were paid. We've now arrived at the conclusion of the 2025-26 Women's Super League campaign, which means it's time for me to select my team of the season. And before we get started with the team, I just want to share with you what it was like for me to make this video.
Started making it, had a breakdown. Bon appetit.
On to the criteria for the team. This is not your usual team of the season. This team does not necessarily consist of the players that were the outright best players of the 2025-26 season. This team is made up of players that deserve to be mentioned. Players that were not necessarily the best player in that position in the entire league, but players that made a massive impact for their respective teams. Players that impressed. Players that made us feel their love, passion, and joy for football. Team achievements go out the window, stats go out the window, but achievements relative to their team stature are taken into account highly. These players deserve to be celebrated, and these players that make this year's team of the season are players that impressed me. I want to shine a light on players that deserve praise but rarely get it. So to reiterate, this is a team consisting of the players that impressed me. The team this year will be in a 4-4-2 diamond formation, so let's dive into it starting with the goalkeeper. Bon appetit. It's always easier to see how good a goalkeeper really is when they play for a team that's struggling down the bottom of the table. And this season, we saw just how good Janina Leitzig is. So often did she bail the Foxes out with her incredible reflexes, including a last-minute penalty save against the London City Lionesses. It's a shame Leicester have had a pretty poor season, because Leitzig does not deserve to be at the bottom of the table. If the Foxes do go down, then I don't think they'll be able to keep her. They do have one more crucial game against Charlton Athletic to try and stay in the WSL, and I bet, if they do manage to win that game, Leitzig will be at the heart of it making those crucial saves like she always does. She's a splendid goalkeeper, positionally excellent and strong in the air. She's a great commander of her own box, and I think these saves speak for themselves. A fantastic player, and one I would love to see continue playing in the top flight. Last season, this spot went to Kirsten Kasparai. This season, the right back spot in my team of the season goes to Kirsten Kasparai. So in honor of Kirsten Kasparai making the team 2 years in a row, the Kirsten Kasparai Award for the best Kirsten Kasparai of the season goes to Kirsten Kasparai. Kasparai this season has grown into a leader, a player who you know will always give her all for the team, a player that is reliable, a player whose level has gone up so high over the last year, and a player who's undoubtedly the queen of Instagram captions. She's been incredible this season. Andre Jeglet's system this season is designed to leave the entire right flank open for Kasparai to attack, and her 740 assists throughout this campaign definitely show that. Her attacking instincts have gone up another level this season, and she's now at the point where she runs the entire right flank, able to dominate games from right back, and she's popped up with a couple of goals as well. Her defense has always been good. She's a good decision maker, a strong tackler, and positionally excellent. But it's her fearless attacking game that has elevated not only her own game, but City's game as well. Crosses like this one is as good as it gets for, well, anyone honestly, and I'm expecting her to take this spot again next season. Koga Toko is one of those players who doesn't steal the spotlight, but rather calmly does her job well and never lets her team down. She's an elegant centre-back who's incredibly intelligent for someone who's just reached the drinking age in her home country. She's not the most physically imposing defender, but what she's good at is her defensive positioning and decision-making. This is what I'm talking about. Ritinkanerud is running straight at her, and Koga just takes a couple of steps this way, which forces JRK onto her left foot, and the Swedish sensation is left with no option but to go wide. It's little positional things like this that make Koga such a smart defender. Her anticipation and reading of the game is top-notch, often getting herself in great positions to nip in and win the ball. She makes defending look quite easy because of how composed she is at the back. Not to mention, she's also capable of coming up with important blocks and interventions to save her team. Her long-range passing and bravery in the air could be better, but she's only 20. She has a lot more time to grow and mature into a graceful, yet monstrous, centre half. No one really batted an eye when Jade Rose joined Manchester City at the start of the season. Laia Alexandri's departure to Barcelona left City with a gaping hole to fill. And good heavens did Jade Rose plug that gap and deliver this season. When she's not too busy winning top spot for the number 1 play on SportsCenter, she's usually out on the pitch giving us a 90-minute masterclass on centre half defending. Rose is everything you'd want a centre half to be. Tall, quick, strong, good on the ball, decisive in defence, just a very well-rounded and reliable player at the back for City. With Andre Yeglitz wanting his fullbacks to fly up and attack, Rose is the perfect kind of centre-back to hold down the fort for Manchester City. The most important attribute for a centre-back to have, in my opinion, is presence. Her tall, 5'10" figure, along with her ability to produce bump-offs like this one, giving Leah Galton a pretty nice farewell gift as she departs Manchester. Jade Rose is one of those players that strikes fear into every centre-forward just by looking at them, and it'll be exciting to see how she copes in Europe next season. Jade Rose wasn't very well known outside of North America 12 months ago, but I bet you, everyone in Europe will know just how good she is in a few months' time. At the start of the season, I didn't really know how Anna Sandberg would cope in the WSL as our starting left back, but as the weeks have gone by, she's really stepped up to the plate, and she's now one of the first names on the team sheet. In the season before, she mainly played as Gabby George's understudy, regularly coming on for the last 10 minutes or so to close out games. But this season, she's gone up a level. United fans are constantly treated to the view of the Swede flying up and down the left flank supporting the attack. Her confidence on the ball going forward has been very prominent, and her crossing has improved tenfold, providing a couple of assists for her team, and even popped up with a spectacular goal against Chelsea, drawing the team level and dedicating the goal to her mother who passed away just a few months prior. There's no doubt Sandberg will keep improving from here on now, but this season was a defining one for her. This was a season where she's shown that she belongs in the starting 11 of one of the best clubs in the country. Her form has been so good she's now providing stiff competition for the starting left-back spot for the Swedish national team. If there was one weakness in her game, I'd say her one-on-one defending could be better, but there's no doubt she'll improve that as she has a long career ahead of her. Anna Sandberg is now one of the first names I look for on every Manchester United team list. The word legend, I feel, is thrown around a lot these days, but when Kim Little retires, she will undoubtedly be remembered as a true Arsenal legend. Little has reinvented herself as a holding midfielder under Renee Slechers, ditching all her attacking talent and vision and converting into a player that balances out all the attacking talent they already have, aka the quarterback role of the team. She's been the midfield general for Arsenal this season, and she's been so important for them to the point when she was injured for a month last November, it prompted me to make this video. Little has always been good on the ball. She's a technical dribbler with a fine passing range and exceptional vision. But what has really stood out for me is her defensive discipline. So often is she the player tracking back to make a crucial block or tackle, the player to break up play in the center of the pitch, and the player to marshal her back line. Her defensive work rate is something Arsenal desperately needed in their midfield, and during that period in November when she was unavailable for selection, we saw what Arsenal were like without her, and it's safe to say that she was dearly missed by her team. Arsenal's quarterback has been sensational this season, and the team as a whole performs so much better when she's on the pitch. It's been a weird season for Chelsea. And by weird, I mean they didn't win the league like everyone expected them to, and they got as far as Manchester United did in the Champions League. Now that it's the end of the season, there's a lot to review for Sonia Bonpastor and her team, and there will surely be more questions asked than problems solved as they head into next season. We can all agree that this season wasn't great for Chelsea by their own standards, but the one bright, shining Hollywood light for them this season was Los Angeles' very own Alyssa Thompson. There was a lot of hype around her signature, and a lot of questions as to where she will fit into this Chelsea team with a blockbusting cast of attacking talent available to choose from. But as the season went on, the question wasn't, how do we fit Thompson into the team? It became, how does the rest of the team fit around Thompson? She's been electric this season, putting in dazzling performances on the left wing, running rings around defenders, and had fans gripping their seats whenever she gets the ball. Her direct running and lethal finishing meant that Bon Pastor was always going to find a spot for her in the starting 11, whether it's on the left, on the right, or up front. And her constant selection meant that she has become indispensable to her team. So often was she the shining main character, standing out amidst the rest of the players who weren't performing well. Her direct running has been a constant source of danger for Chelsea, and the sight of Alyssa Thompson running down the wing has opposition defenders backpedaling faster than any Aluko did earlier this year. The scary part about Alyssa Thompson is that she's only 21, meaning she probably had a fake ID when she was living in the States. But if she's this good at 21, I can't imagine how much better she will get in a few years' time. Sometimes, the obvious choice is just staring back at you incessantly. This player has been electric all season, completely transforming the way her team plays, and at times has been the sole outlet of danger and creativity for her team, providing the magical touch and spark in crucial matches throughout the season. She's been a showstopper, a joy to watch, someone that makes you sit up and notice whenever she has the ball. I think it's time we give her the recognition she deserves and mention her name, cementing her place in this team. The right winger in the Shadow Football Team of the season is Jess Park. No one has been more clutch than Jess Park for Manchester United this season. She's popped up with important goals in all competitions and has been a constant source of inspiration and attacking intent throughout the campaign, especially when her team desperately needed it. She's provided some stunning goals for United, like this long-range strike against London City Lionesses, this finish with her weak foot against Brighton, this other long-range effort against Everton, and a couple of goals in the Champions League that I can't show you. She's been tearing it up at Leigh Sports Village so much this season, they should have renamed the stadium Jess Park rather than the Progress with Unity Stadium. During the latter half of the season, especially when Ella Toone was injured, all the creativity and attacking spark was left on her shoulders, and even though the team struggled, Park was always the player United relied on for anything going forward. You don't need me to tell you how important Jess Park is for Mark Skinner's Manchester United team, and I look forward to seeing more of her fearless attacking mindset for us next season. A Great Dane is a dog breed that's extremely adorable with their droopy faces, very sociable and very loving. A Great Dane is also a suitable nickname for Olivia Holt. Spurs have enjoyed a pretty stellar season under Martin Ho, claiming 5th spot in the WSL table, also known as the best of the rest. And at the center of all of this is Olivia Holt. Aside from her ridiculous shooting ability that we've been treated to throughout the season, her identification of space and attacking movement is her biggest strength. Her smart movement in behind Rebecca Kanak against Manchester City to draw level was sharp, and her detection of an opportunity in the dying minutes against Aston Villa the epitome of her football intelligence. Spurs have gone up several gears this season, playing an exciting brand of football under new management, and Olivia Holt's skill set suits Martin Ho's system very well. She's capable of finishing off chances as well as she's capable of creating them. And with Holt, they have a fleet-footed forward who does stuff like this. And this. I mean, if this isn't the definition of confidence, then I don't know what is. She's been a joy to watch over the last 12 months, and for all the Spurs fans watching, long may it continue. Consistency has always been the issue for Kirsty Hansen, but this season, she's been pretty much the only consistently good player for Aston Villa, along with Lucia Kendall. Villa under Natalia Arroyo this season have played a front two where they have a player like Rachel Daly or Georgia Mullet to stay central and hold the ball up, and Kirsty Hansen will drift out wide or run in behind to stretch defenses. And my god, has she been in deadly form all campaign. The 2025-26 season is the season Kirsty Hansen turned all of her raw pace and deft footwork into genuine top-level output. She's matured a lot when it comes to her decision making and execution up front, turning a lot of the promise and potential we saw from her a few years ago, especially when she was at United, into a clinical forward who's not afraid of taking players on and a deadly goal threat. She's become more selfish as a player due to her confidence, and that's a good thing if she keeps scoring every game. Hansen belongs in a rare group of players who are genuinely two-footed, which is an absolute nightmare for defenders to face. Just look at some of these goals. Absolute screamers. These are goals Alexia Putellas can only dream of scoring. Hansen is now 28 and into her prime years as a forward. Expect her to carry this sort of form on for next season. This campaign she had was not a one-off. She will continue this level of consistency over the next few seasons. Mark my words. With Rachel Daly's influence at Villa on the pitch diminishing week on week, Villa have found their new goal machine, in the form of Kirsty Hansen. It's hard to ignore someone who's literally the top scorer of the league. But I won't ignore her because if you look up the word lethal in the dictionary, you'll see a picture of Bunny Shaw next to it. I feel like we're all running out of compliments for Bunny Shaw week on week, because we all know she's genuinely on a different level in the WSL when it comes to pure finishing ability. She's such a talented goal scorer and makes some of the most ridiculous finishes look so easy. And then you go and try it out in the park, and you realize you're actually human and Bunny Shaw is a literal goal-scoring machine. I mean, look at some of these finishes. Out of this world. I'm just so speechless when it comes to watching her play, and I'm trying to drag this out so I can keep showing you her goals and showing you how good she is. She's just so good at kicking a football and heading a football and everything in between. Like her movement, oh my god, her movement is elite. It's so bloody good, and wow, impeccable. Clearly the best striker in Europe and probably the world. She is just wow. If the rumours about Bunny Shaw leaving City are true, then that would be a huge blow to them. Because they should be throwing the financial kitchen sink at Shaw to try to keep her as they head into the Champions League next season with the hopes of going quite far into the competition. For City's sake, I hope they manage to keep her. I don't know what they would do if they let her go. Bunny Shaw is one of those players where you'd want her to retire at your club because of how good she is. And the truth is, no one else can score goals like Bunny Shaw does in the entire league. A fit Bunny Shaw is a sight to behold, and a sight we will hopefully keep on seeing wherever she ends up. That's it! That's the team of the season! Done! Thank you to everyone for watching my meltdown. I meant my video. But honestly, I just want to thank each and every one of you for your support, your comments, your likes, subscriptions over the last season. And I read all the comments, and it's definitely a huge source of motivation for me to keep going with these videos. So thank you all again for your support. It really does mean a lot. So looking forward to the next couple of months for the channel. If my work schedule isn't in the way, then I'll probably cover the Champions League final. And I'm sure all of you know that there is the Men's World Cup this summer. A while back, I made a community post about vlogs. And I was wondering, trying to gauge the level of interest for, well, if I ended up trying to do some vlogs and would people watch them. Basically, my idea is, I live in one of the host cities for the Men's World Cup this summer. Ticket prices are pretty expensive, so my plan is to just go to the fan zone and experience the fever of the World Cup, watch some games on the big screen, because I believe the fan zone is for free, which is pretty nice. And so I was just wondering if that's something that you guys would want to see. I just thought this would be something fun to do to sort of diversify the content a little bit. Basically taking advantage of the fact that I don't actually have to travel to go to a World Cup. It's literally just in my city, which is absolutely once in a lifetime opportunity. And I just thought it'd be fun to document some of it and share it with all of you. Don't worry, analysis videos will still be the backbone of this channel. I just thought, let's try something fun for the summer. Lastly, if you've gotten to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching till the end. Like we did in the previous video, if you know, you know. Comment rise up if you got to the end of the video. Thank you again for all of your support and for all of your extremely kind words. in the comment section. But yeah, that's me done wrapping up the end of the season. Thank you so much for watching again. If you got to the very end, thank you. And yeah, see you in the next one.